Hey folks, welcome to this week's edition of Brush Pile Fishing. We are at one of my favorite lakes in the Midwest, Lake Shelbyville here in Illinois. It is a cold February day. Temperatures are about 23 degrees and we've got about a 15-mile-an-hour wind. But hopefully that's not going to stop the fishing. We've got a great guest, Brian Cleland, former national champion. So we've got a great show in store. You stay tuned because we'll be right back with Brush Pile Fishing.
Many people look at a lake and feel a sense of calm serenity. Crappie fishermen feel the heart-pounding anticipation of the thump. That's why host Russ Bailey is addicted to crappie fishing. It's this addiction that takes Russ from the Midwest to the Deep South in search of the best lakes, techniques, and patterns from some of the best crappie anglers in the country. Right here on Brush Pile Fishing.
Hey folks, welcome back to Brush Pile Fishing here at Lake Shelbyville, Illinois with Brian Cleland. Brian, how we doing?
Good, great.
I'll tell you what, man, we've got another cold day, but again, we want to let the people know that you can catch these crappie year round, and with 23-degree weather, we're going to show them today.
We're gonna show them.
Now, Shelbyville, I know you love fishing here in the winter. You say the fish are easy to find, it's just getting them to bite sometime.
Exactly. They're sometimes a little finicky.
Okay.
Especially in like February where we're at now and into the March, getting into March. They'll be a little bit finicky, but we can catch them.
Single pole action
Single
today?
pole action.
Jigging. You know that's what I love to do, man. Winter fishing here at Lake Shelbyville. Here we go, folks. Hey folks, welcome back to Brush Pile Fishing. If you just joined us, I'm with Brian Cleland here on Lake Shelbyville. We're at the end of February. It's about 21 or 22 degrees out here. And what we're starting out doing is just fishing these big stumps. We are in about, how deep are we?
12 feet of water.
12 feet, 38-degree water temperature. Just single pole jigging. Now Brian, when you fish this pattern here in the winter, do you find that they're, stacked on certain stumps or just one here and one there?
Yeah, sometimes they're on the cluster of stumps like this right here.
Okay.
Sometimes they're on the single ones. It just
okay.
seems like most of the time though they'll get in the cluster of them. There's
Oh,
one.
that's
There's
a nice
one.
fish.
There's one.
That's a crappie.
Oh
yes,
yeah.
yes,
Oh
yes,
yeah.
yes.
There you go.
Woo.
Nice one. Nice one.
That'll get us going. Holy cow.
A little bit bigger.
Doctor.
Yeah.
That came on the
Thump.
Slim Stick, folks. The purple shad, which you probably know by now is one of my favorite colors. Man, he absolutely thumped it. Look at there.
Nice fish.
That's a good
nice
fish to get
for
us going, Brian.
Nice fish.
This purple shad I've got on, I'll tell you what, I have fished clear water, dirty water, vertical jig and dock shooting. It has just been a good color. And I've got the Slim Stick on today, but I've caught them on the stump bug in that color. I just don't know what it is, but the fish like it.
Yep, it's a single stump, but it's got another one around it, but it's a single stump.
Yeah.
And we hit that cluster before, didn't get nothing. It's a couple hits.
And as soon as we dropped in on this, whew, he was home.
Yeah. Yep. I'll let you get up there and get that other fish up there. You catch another one on that color. Oh, Mr. Cleland's going to be switching.
I'd probably sell you some of those.
Okay. $5.
Oh. Tell you what, that's definitely a good one to get us going. Now we just...
Is that the old pattern?
Yep.
About 9 foot deep.
Yeah. And like I say, as hard as he hit, hopefully they're going to be aggressive this morning. Brian, how long you been fishing Shelbyville?
Oh, lots of years. Probably 25 years maybe.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And I know you run a guide service here. Now, do you guide all year round or just?
I guide when there's no ice on this.
Okay. That's a good time. I used to love coming here for tournaments.
And you can always catch fish. And the last couple of years we've had high water, and it's made it even better.
Yeah.
That high water years, and they get up there in the buckbrush up there, and
Yep.
and they don't come back out until like May or June. And those fries, you can see them; they start growing. We had a pretty good hatch last year and the year before when high water. We had several guide trips where we caught 13, 14-inch fish. We'd have a bunch of them.
I know right now they're a winter pool, but when will they start bringing this up for spring?
April 1st is usually about the time they bring it back up.
Okay.
They usually drop it around December 16th, but here lately they've been leaving it up for the duck hunters and that, and dropping it after duck season.
Gotcha. And this is definitely for flood control.
Yeah,
then?
this is definitely flood control. The Army Corps of Engineers and the biologist Mike Mounts has been working with Chips Marine Outdoor.
Okay.
And we've been putting in these, they call them Shelbyville cubes and Georgia cubes. They're made out of PVC. We've put in over 300 of them.
Wow.
And we just had a habitat dinner benefit, and we raised about $30,000, somewhere around in there.
Awesome.
Somewhere around in there. And of course, the state of Illinois gave us $47,000, so they're going to start putting more and more into the lake. That should really help the fishing too.
You know, just looking around, you guys have got good cover here, but it never hurts to keep it going and
No.
keep adding.
I mean, years ago, you couldn't even hardly get through here with a boat because there's so many stumps sticking up. Oh, there's a good
There it
fish.
is. Oh,
Good
there's
fish.
another good one.
I held it still for about 30 seconds right on the
Really?
spot. Just held it still.
So they're not wanting a lot of movement because that's two that were.
Yeah.
Another nice fish, chunky. Look at there, folks. First two of the morning, not too shabby. Look at the belly, he's been gorging himself. He's eating
They're
good.
hungry.
Don't go away. More brush pile fishing action is on the way.
We put the Rockport Rattler to a real test. 2 champion anglers using 4 rods with the competition jigs against 4 rods using the Rockport Rattler. The result, the Rockport Rattler outfished the competition 10-1.
Rockport Rattler Gray Head.
This patented rattling jig contains a rattling chamber in the body of the jig. The rattle is amplified by using water as a conductor,
Rockport Rattler.
making fish hear it at much greater distances, just like a dinner bell for fish.
If you don't have a Rockport Rattler, you ain't catching crappie.
Driftmaster rod holders. Whether you are pushing, pulling, or organizing, Driftmaster has you covered with products that are made in America. We can rig any boat for any technique from front to back. Driftmaster, for the way you fish. Get ready, get registered, and get qualified for the 2019 Cabela's Crappie USA Classic hosted this year on Old Hickory Lake, Gallatin, Tennessee. Crappie USA, the largest crappie tournament organization in the world, is giving you the chance to compete for over $100,000 in cash and prizes, including 2 Ranger boat packages powered by Mercury and Minn Kota in our amateur and professional divisions. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a beginner, take your fishing to the next level at the Cabela's Crappie USA Tournament Classic. B&M Poles. The #1 crappie pole company in the world. Whether you are jigging, trolling, pulling, or pushing, B&M has your pole. 3rd-generation family company with over 7 years experience. Home to the Bucks Graphite Jig Pole, the first and best-selling graphite jig pole in the U.S. for over 35 years. Visit bnmpoles.com for yours today.
This episode of Brush Pile Fishing is brought to you by Brush Pile Fish Attractant, Southern Pro Tackle, Bonehead Tackle, Crappie USA, NKT.TV, Driftmaster, Power Pole, Grand Lake St. Mary's.
Brian, I know you've been guiding here for a while, but how long you been fishing Shelbyville?
About 20, 25 years.
Yeah.
Dad used to bring us boys over here from Girard, and we'd come over here camping. It'd usually take a weekend and come over here, and we'd come over with a bunch of other dads and friends of ours, and we'd camp and fish. And I got into the crappie fishing then, and it's just like it's addicting.
I'll tell you what, Shelbyville's always been great for numbers.
Yeah.
And
oh yeah, it's always been good. Most of the tournaments are here, it takes anywhere from 6, 7, 8 pounds to win them.
Yeah. If you can't tell, folks, we definitely have some wind going today, but with these high banks, it's still manageable. That's the thing about Shelbyville too, especially this time of year. You can always go somewhere and get out of the wind.
You can definitely get into some cove or a high bank somewhere along the river channel and catch fish. There is an abundance of laydowns and brush piles in here, and you can go down the banks there at the high banks and just side scan and just see fish after stacks and stacks of fish.
Brian, what kind of limits do they have here in Shelbyville?
They got a 15 fish limit. You can have 10 over 10 inches and 5 under 10 inches per person.
You know, some people might say 15, that's a lot of fillets, especially if you got a couple guys in there.
Yep. And they want you to take out the unders because that's just helping with the bigger fish, keep them healthy. They don't have to fight for the shad. Right after we have ice off, these fish will tend to get up on the wood, put their nose right on the wood. And they do this quite a bit when the sun comes out and that wood warms up.
Yeah.
And they'll get their nose right up and they'll feel all that warmth, or they'll turn their side and get right on the side of that stump just for the warmth. If the sun's not out today, but if it was out, they would have their nose right up against that stump.
That sun pop out, I might do that myself. As you can see, folks, nothing fancy about what we're doing. We're just vertical jigging, holding that thing as still as we can.
Yep, still as you can. There's one.
There he goes. Oh, he hit it, let go. Oh, another nice fish. Look at there.
Nice one. He was up high, wasn't he?
Yeah, he hit it on far. He set it up. Look at there. Another big fish.
I seen him hit it. A nice one.
Oh, yeah.
It got very much color in them because this water's kind of dingy, real dingy, actually, for Shelbyville.
Yeah, look at the bellies on them things. They're gorging themselves. Another good fish. Just slowing things down.
Now, a brush pile tip.
Hey folks, right now I want to give you a little tip. You know, we were not setting the world on fire today, but the ones that hit it pretty good. And you know, we were using the boneheads. Boneheads got several styles of plastics, but when the fish are finicky like this is what I like to use. This is a slim stick, and as you can tell, it's just one single tail. And what we were doing, we were holding these things as still as we could. But what you've got to understand is even when you're trying to hold that still, just that tail is going to sit there and barely quiver in the water. And that's what causes that strike. The jig itself is sitting still, but just that little quiver, they come up and they pounded it. Single tail, the slim stick, finicky conditions, by far my favorite.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, look at that one.
Yeah.
Look at that one.
Oh, oh God.
He come back, got it.
Oh.
He come back and got it.
That's a nice fish. Oh, yeah.
He come back and got that dude. I told you swiped at it.
Man, I just missed one.
Okay.
If I'd have set the hook, I'd have broke your rod.
Oh, we got more. You know Jack Wells.
Yeah.
That's a nice fish.
I think we've talked about it.
That's a nice fish.
We're
Look at
not
him.
catching them every time we drop them. Man, oh man, when we do catch them.
That's a nice one there.
Good to see
Good
that,
Lake
baby.
Shelbyville crappie right there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that, folks. Yeah, I just got hit again, sitting still.
He'll come back and get you.
Look at there.
Stay tuned. We're only moments away from more brush pile fishing. War Eagle Boats, the most versatile line of hunting and fishing aluminum boats available. We strive to overcome real hunting and fishing obstacles, which drives us to create better products in the future. Check out the Blackhawk 2170, the ultimate crappie fishing boat. Built on a 22-degree V-hull and paired with a 150 horsepower motor, you get lots of space and performance. All War Eagle boats are built to suit the needs of our customers, guaranteeing you a boat worthy of the investment. Visit wareagleboats.com to get yours started today.
Introducing NKT.TV, a brand new solution for the cord-cutting generation. With NKT.TV, viewers enjoy viewer-specific programming, with the ability to pick and choose the channels you wish to subscribe to. Missed brush pile fishing this week? Catch it on NKT.TV, along with all your other Pursuit Channel favorites. NKT.TV offers dozens of network and channel options for you, the viewer, to choose from. So go ahead, cut the cord, and get everything you want with nothing you don't. Visit NKT.TV today.
Brush pile fishing is brought to you by these fine sponsors. B&M Poles, over 70 years of quality and performance. Mustad, best-selling hook on the planet. War Eagle, built for hunters who love to fish. Suzuki, the ultimate 4-stroke outboard. Slime Line, catch the fever.
You know, we talk a lot about figuring out the pattern, whether it be color, depth, this or that, but little things like that too. You know, what side of the stump are they on, positioning themselves?
Now, a lot of times they'll position themselves on a certain side of the stump with the sun, if the sun was out, because they can't close their eyes.
Yeah.
There's one.
There we go. Not quite as big as some of the others,
No.
but still keeper.
He hit that on the way. I brought it up and brought it back down, and he hit it on the way back down. Nice fish.
Oh yeah.
Ain't got very good color to them. Most if the sun was out, they'd color up a little bit more. That one come on that side, mine. That
Did he?
last fish come on that side of the stump, so. I guess it's the lucky one that gets a luck of the draw. Hang on, let me get my,
There we go. There's another one.
Oh, yeah.
Not too bad.
oh yeah.
Oh, he's got some color too. Here's another good one. Not as big as some of them we've caught, but another good fish. Just being patient today, folks.
We're in about 11 foot of water just off the bottom.
They're hugging it tight too.
There's another one.
There's another. Gonna go a little bit deeper.
Yeah, it's a smidge deeper. That was probably the one you missed right here.
No, mine was much bigger.
You reckon?
Another good cleaner though. O'Brien in Shelbyville, another lake that's made primarily for flood control.
Yep, it is. They tend to do what the Corps tells them to do. I mean, if we get a lot of rain, they have to hold it. And I've seen it up to about 6:15 which is about 15 feet above normal pool, summer pool anyway. There's one a couple years ago, that water, we had about 10 inches of rain, and this lake come up about 15 feet.
No kidding.
All in about 3 days.
You know, every stump we've come to has had one fish.
Yep.
Except this one.
This one. And I missed a couple, and you missed.
Yep. There's something down there they like.
This one's all by itself. Ought to have one. One big girl. Come on.
Stay right there. More brush pile fishing is next.
Welcome to the world of Mustad. Legendary craftsmanship with over 180 years of experience with advanced designs and technology. Mustad is a name you can trust for whatever you fish for. The long trusted classic and big game hooks, the innovative Ultra Point designs, assortment of tools and jigs or pre-tied rigs and accessories. Quality and durability are built into every Mustad product. Saltwater giants or freshwater trophies. Make your next trip more memorable with Mustad.
For great fishing, check out Grand Lake St. Mary's. Located in west central Ohio, if you're looking to land bass, catfish, crappie, perch, or bluegill, Grand Lake is the place for you. Check out GreaterGrandLakeRegion.com.
Nearly $500,000 on the line. Oh! And it all comes down to ounces.
1076, Golden Ridge.
Don't miss a second of the newest and richest crappie trail in the country, the American Crappie Trail, presented by Lucas Oil. Woo! Watch Pursuit Channel, Fox Sports South and Midwest for all the action.
We're ready to go now.
The future of crappie fishing is here. The American Crappie Trail.
Love it. Living the dream, folks. Living the dream.
Now, Brian, everything we catch or we've caught on these stumps have been white crappie, but I remember, and I fished a lot of riprap during the tournaments, but I remember catching a lot of black crappie in there.
The black crappies tend to stay towards the south end of the lake because it's clear. And they got quite a few black crappie in here. But like I said, they tend to stay down that way, down the south end of the lake. And that railroad bridge up there, once that water temperature gets 55, 58 degrees, then black crappie will load up on there. And they'll get ready to spawn first. And then the white crappie will come in.
Tell you another good area, at least it was for us, and this has been several years ago, but was it Finley Marine?
Finley Marina.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Some good days in there.
I tell you what, they got underneath them docks, they got all kinds of stuff underneath them docks. Fish attractors and that they put in, and them big crappie load up on the docks and then run to the back of that cove and spawn.
Let's check in with Russ for the brush pile gear check.
Hey folks, right now it's time for the brush pile gear check. Single pole fishing, finicky fish, but what a great time today. And here's the rig we were using. I was using my signature series Russ Bailey 10.5 foot rod by B&M. Brian was using a BGJP 11 footer. I was using the Daiwa 1000 series reel. Now I had clear line on today. This is the Slime Lime Clear, and it was 6-pound test line, all you need for fishing these trees like we were. Now, as far as the jig, I went with the 1/16 ounce must-have jig head, and then we went with the bonehead slim sticks. And again, we talked a little bit earlier, when the fish are finicky, I like that single tail. Both Brian and I, this is what we were using. So the good old slim stick. The other thing is, we were attaching that with a loop knot. Again, we want it pretty still, but we still want it to look natural underwater. So the good old loop knot, simple rig, but that's what got them today, folks.
Oh yeah,
Another nice one.
oh yeah.
Come here. Yes, sir. Boy, they are as white as a ghost, folks, but I'll tell you what. I love it when you set the hook and it stops.
Yeah, there's no guessing.
This has been a good morning over there. Like I say, you see that white color.
Yeah,
Cold water.
and they're yummy. There's a good one.
Another. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He hit that on a drop.
Yeah, he
didn't
did. He sure did.
Man, that wind is picking up.
Brutal.
Tell you
A little
what,
bit of
Brian,
color.
not a
There was
bad
a- yeah.
fish. Oh, and there goes Jig. That might be the one to end it on, too. What do you think? That
Yep.
wind's starting to get pretty stout through here.
It is. I think
Folks,
it's just gonna.
Lake Shelbyville here in February. Again, the bite, it's not like we caught 100 fish today, but you can see the ones we caught were good quality fish. Brian, I really appreciate you having us here, man.
I'm glad to have you.
I'll tell you what, maybe we can do a little warmer show next time.
You got to pick it. You got to pick it.
Well, hey, folks, I hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. It was a great time. No better way to spend your winter. Stay tuned. We'll be back next week with brush pile fishing.
For more brush pile fishing excitement, find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.